Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We're going in complete order. So the set we're checking out today is Sword and Shield Black Star promo, so not really an actual set. And then, of course, we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon, and we're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history. And in honor of my brand new life-size Houndoom, we're going to be checking out Houndoom today. And we're also going to do a giveaway. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe. You got to hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like. Then you have to answer the question of the day. Which Pokemon is the best baby Pokemon? Let me know down below to be entered into the giveaway. And I do have to announce the winner from last year's giveaway, and it is at EOS217. So to shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Platinum Protectors. If you guys need cases for any type of collectible, Platinum Protectors have got you covered. But yeah, they got cases for action figures, comic books, diecast, Funko Pops, trading cards, and video games. And they got so many different options when it comes to trading cards. They're going to have a big restock very, very soon. But they got cases that are literally a couple dollars a case if you're tight on money, or they got the really nice acrylic ones that are a little more expensive. And also, if you click my link in the description, you'll get 10% off your first order of $50 or more. And of course, if you want to grade through PSA for your first time, you can click my link in the description, use the code BEARD25, and you get $25 off your very first submission. And also, if you do want to try tag, you can click my link in the description, use the code BEARD10, and you'll get 10% off your very first submission. I'm going to be sending a submission through tag very, very soon. All right, let's jump into it. We got the Sword and Shield promos. There's a ton of these. There's 337 of them, which is kind of crazy. So we're just going to run through some of these cheaper ones. Kind of appreciate some of these arts. But yeah, there is literally so many. I actually really like this Score Bunny and this Grookey card because it has all three starters in there. Also like the V Union cards. I feel like those are pretty slept on. Let's see what else we got. A ton of just regular Vs. Got the Unknown V. Togetic, Pikachu V. Got the Crobat V for our full art shiny. And of course, we got a bunch of the pre-release cards. This is what you get in your build a battle boxes, like the Cinderace pre-release card. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are actually pretty expensive too. The Charizard from Vivid Voltage is like $80, $90 for just a regular pre-release promo. So you got to keep your eye out for those, because if you get a good one, you know, a good popular Pokemon, it can definitely be worth some money. We got a Flaffy pre-release from Evolving Skies, only $3.94. Got the Sword and Shield Pikachu from Pokemon Go with the little item on top of his head. All right, let's get to some good stuff here. We got a Mewtwo V full art. Got the Gold Zamazenta, only $7. The Pikachu V 25th anniversary, $7.53. I think that card is pretty cute. And I really think the Pikachu V Union, where it has all those Pikachus, is completely slept on. And then especially the Mewtwo, even though the Mewtwo is going up in price, but I think they're just so cool. All right, we got the Lucario V-Star here. This is a pop of 21,000 in a 10, 11,000 in a 9, and 1,900 in a 8. This was at $182. Now last sold $85, $79, $83 in a 10, and it's still like a $10 raw card. Next, we have the Shinji Kanda Galarian Moltres promo. This is at $397 in a 10. Now last sold $221. This is a pop of $1,788 in a 10, and $2,744 in a 9. And raw, it's about a $13 to $17 card. Next, we have the Dragapult Prime card. I love Prime cards, so I was super stoked that they brought this back. And Dragapult, in my opinion, is one of the cooler, newer Pokemon. So they pop of 920 in a 10, 818 in a 9. Last sold raw, it's about a $7 to $12 card, and we got a PSA 10 sale at $116. Next, we got the Arceus V. I still think this is the cleanest Arceus art that we have ever gotten, in my opinion. Plus, it's non-textured, so it's really tough to grade. There's only 725 in a 10, 2,600 in a 9. I mean, the scene is just beautiful. This card is a $19 to $22 raw card. We do have a PSA 10 sale here at $497, and it was at $640. Next, we have the Charizard VMAX. This was at $623, now last sold $475, $455. This is a pop of only 9,700 in a 10, 22,000 in a 9, and 7,400 in an 8. I feel like these cards are so pretty undervalued. Like, this card ranges from like $35 to like $50. That's like the same price as the new Mega Charizard promo from the new Mega X UPC. And I think these cards are much, much better than that card. So, yeah, I still feel like these things are pretty undervalued. And remember, I always say buy the dips. This thing was $623, and now you can get it for around $400. Not too bad. Next, we have the Charizard V Sleepy promo. Love this one because it goes with the Sword and Shield V alternate art, which is probably our second best Charizard ever. And, this is the aftermath after the battle with Venusaur. Very tough to grade also. 7,500 in a 10, 22,000 in a 9, 7,900 in a 8. You can pick this one up raw for like $40 to $50. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $520 and $499. And it was at almost $600. Next, we have the Flareon VMAX. This is a pop of 3,800 in a 10, 6,900 in a 9. This is at $758. Now last sold $549, $600. Not too bad. Next, we got the Jolteon VMAX. This is a pop of 3,600 in a 10, 6,600 in a 9. And here's the thing. Not a lot of people are going to be opening up these boxes anymore because they are getting very expensive. And I forgot about the Flareon raw prices. About a $45 to $50 card. Right there with Jolteon. And we got a PSA 10 sale at $750 and $720. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot that I will be vending this weekend, March 28th and March 29th in Schaumburg, Illinois at the Hyatt Regency. It's going to be a crazy show. I'm going to be bringing a ton of my life-size statues, including my brand new life-size Houndoom. So definitely swing by if you guys are in the area. Next, we have the Jolteon V with a pop of only 1,300 in a 10, 5,000 in a 9. This is at $1,275. You see the difference when it's actually got a really tough pop report. And now last sold $925 and $930. Next, we got the Vaporeon V, 1,300 in a 10, 5,100 in a 9. So the Vs are much, much tougher to grade. There's even 2,500 8s. Same thing. This is at $1,150. Now last sold $930. And these are all like $50 to $60, $70 cards, depending on condition, of course. So actually, there's a lot of people hunting PSA 10 copies of these cards. Next, we got the Charizard V-Star. Definitely one of the coolest promos we've gotten because it's fighting Mewtwo, and it goes with the other card from Crown Zenith. This is a pop of 9,000 in a 10, 28,996 in a 9, and 12,000 8s. This is a $60 to $75 raw card, and it was at $1,300. Now last sold $918. And we got the Vaporeon VMAX with a pop of 4,100 in a 10, 7,200 in a 9. This is at $1,000. Now last sold $700. And again, this one is a little more expensive raw. It's about a $75 to $85 raw card. Next, we got the Sword and Shield promo with the Gen 8 starters. Love this card. These really remind me of Festas, which are some of the most expensive cards in Pokemon history. This has a pop of 2,800 in a 10, 3,900 in a 9. Last sold in a 9, $499, $400, $450. It's going up right now. Yeah, it was $500 before, dropped to $350, and now it's moving up. And this card raw, we got sales at 60, 70, 55, 75. It's definitely going to be closer to about 75 or 80 if you want it really minty. Next, we have the Pikachu V. Does not say the pop reports on here, but I know this card is very tough to grade also. Last sold raw for this one, 99, 70, 93, 94. I still think this card is kind of undervalued, to be honest. But it is going up right now in a PSA 10. It was at 450. Now last sold 685 and 730. Next, we have the Special Delivery Charizard. These cards are super cool. 4,400 in a 10, 17,000 in a 9, 6,000 in an 8. This was at $455 in November, but kind of hung out around $900. Now last sold $2,185. We got PSA 9s at $212, $270. And raw, looks like they're almost all at about $200 to $300. Next, we have the Special Delivery Pikachu. A little tougher to grade, 1,300 in a 10, 8,000 in a 9. This was at 1,600. Now last sold 4,000. Raw, 355, 599, 437, 613. So this card is just going crazy. Yeah, only 1,300 in a 10 and 8,000 in a 9. We got 3,200 in an 8. So very, very tough. And we got one more. We got the Special Delivery Bidoof. This is a pop of 1,000 in a 10, 2,400 in a 9. So not as many of these graded. But last sold in a 10 is 3,265. And it was at 1,375 in December. Raw, 635, 625, 650, 500. What's cool about this is there's a super old school Pokemon Wizards of the Coast promo that I have that goes with these cards too. So it's super sick. All right, we are jumping to Houndoom. So for some reason, there's a ton of Houndour cards in here also, which I do not mind. But we're going to check out some of these cheaper ones and then get to the big boys. So there's actually a decent amount if you're also including Houndour, but Houndoom got a lot of love in those mid-era sets. I still really like these Spirit Link cards. I think I'm going to finish that collection finally. It's going to be super, super cheap. But yeah, nothing crazy. I like the Battle Styles Houndoom. I remember that one. And there's that Spirit Link again. And yeah, let's get to the good stuff here. Next page. We got the Houndoom V from Darkness Ablaze. I like the Rising Rivals Houndoom here. Houndoom is pretty scary. T Magma's Houndour. That thing is sick. Houndour and Houndoom are adorable. I'm going to get a life-size Houndour to go with my Houndoom so he can like sit underneath them. All right, we're going to be going from newest to oldest like always. We got the new Team Rocket's Houndoom from Destined Rivals. This is a pop of 2,800 in a 10, 5,000 in a 9. This is at $260. Now last sold $113, and this is about a $12 rock card. Next, we have the Houndoom from Shoutout Fable. This is a pop of 2,900 in a 10, 4,100 in a 9. Was at $212. Now last sold $190, $160, $150, and this is about a $35 to $45 rock card. And in my opinion, it goes with the Houndour from Obsidian Flames because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that card, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's different artists, but 5 and 5, so in my opinion, it is perfect. The Houndour has a pop of 1,300 in a 10, 2,900 in a 9, was at $144. Now that sold $120 and $115. It's about a $7 card. Next, we got the Master Ball Houndoom from Prismatic. Says a pop of 65 in a 10, 185 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, 145 and 155. It's about a $12 rock card. Next, we get the Houndoom from Brilliant Stars. Only a pop of 330 in a 10, 441 in a 9. Last sold raw, $4. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $70. So very, very affordable. Next, we got the Gold Secret Rare Houndoom from Battle Styles. One of the best ones because it is a shiny. Says a pop of 1,400 in a 10, 830 in a 9. Last sold raw, $20, maybe 15. We got a PSA 10 at $72. Next, we got the Full Art Houndoom from Darkness Ablaze with a pop of 854 in a 10, 363 in a 9. Last sold raw, 5, 7. And we got a PSA 10 at $59 and one at $91. Next, we got the Mega Houndoom from XY Breakthrough with a pop of 206 in a 10, 233 in a 9. Last sold raw, it's about a $25 card. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $339. Next, we got the Full Art Mega Houndoom. This card is sick. Love the green on this one. This is a pop of 309 in a 10, 494 in a 9. Last sold raw, definitely going to be closer to like $60 to $70 if you really want it clean. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $689 and $700. Next, we have the Full Art Houndoom EX from XY Breakthrough with a pop of 94 in a 10, 305 in a 9. That sold raw, going to be about $25 to $30. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $971, which was a while ago. Next, we got the Houndoom Prime, one of the coolest cards on the list. This is a pop of only 13 in a 10, 183 in a 9. Last sold raw, 76, 30, 55, 150. So yeah, definitely going to be closer to like 130 to 150 if you want it actually near mint. This card used to be super, super cheap. And we do have a new PSA 10 sale here at $13,200 because, like I said, there's only 13 of these in the world. Next, we got the Team Magma's Houndoom. Not a ton of info on this card. We do have a PSA 10 sale on eBay here at $1,775 and a PSA 9. It says 59, but then the 8 is at 87, so that's not right. It says a pop of only 24 in a 10 and 155 in a 9. Next, we got the Dark Houndoom from EX Team Rocket Returns. This is the reverse holo with the stamp. This thing is crazy. It says a pop of 45 in a 10, 165 in a 9. That sold raw 88, 115, 140. We got a PSA 10 sale here at $1,500. Next, we got the Houndoom reverse holo from Unseen Forces, another one with the super nice stamp. With a pop of only 13 in a 10, 102 in a 9. Last sold raw, we got 58, 99, 78, and we got a PSA 10 sale here at $1,575 and $2,025. Next, we got the Dark Houndoom, also from EX Team Rocket Returns. This one is sick. You can see, the shadow of another Houndoom up there. It is just epic. This is a pop of 23 in a 10 and 149 in a 9. Last sold raw 250. Got a PSA 9 at 600. Other raw sales here, we got 125, 143, 130. We do got some lower ones, but they're definitely going to be kind of rough. And we got a new PSA 10 sale here at $3,500, which was a few weeks ago now. Next, we are looking at some e-readers. We got this Houndoom from Dragon. This thing's pretty sick. This is just reverse holo though, with a pop of only 6 and a 10. Last sold raw 49.60, PSA 9 at 64, and we got a PSA 10 sale here at $459, which honestly not too bad for how rare this card is. Next, one of the most expensive cards on the list. This is the Houndoom from Skyridge. This is my favorite Houndoom card ever created. I like this even more than the new modern ones. This looks like it's real. Like when you see this card in person, man, he just looks so mean. This is a pop of 75 and a 10, 303 and a 9. Last sold in a 10, $10,999. This was $5,000 in October. So all these big grails just keep going up and up and up. We got a PSA 9 sale here at $3,100, and raw 330, 520, 670, 519, 730. So definitely gonna be over 500 if you want it clean. And we got the last e-reader. This is from Aquapolis. This is a pop of 59 and a 10, 273 and a 9. Last sold raw 450, 432. We got a PSA 9 at 2,800, and we got a new PSA 10 sale here at 15,820 with a swirl. And again, this thing was $7,000 in November. This one is also sick, but I definitely like the Skyridge one a little bit more. Let me know down below what e-reader Houndoom do you guys like the best. We got Dragon, which I'm guessing is not going to win. We got Skyridge, and then Aquapolis. And we're going to end on Neo Houndoom. So we got Neo Discovery First Edition. Of course, there is an Unlimited, which is much cheaper. This is a pop of 42 in a 10, 345 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $9,999, and we got a PSA 9 at 414. That's quite the jump in price. Raw 250, 225, 159, 215. And we got the Dark Houndoom from Neo Destiny. This is a pop of 85 in a 10, 260 in a 9. Last sold raw 200, 405, 441, PSA 9 at 585. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $2,600 for the first edition. Again, there is an Unlimited. And last on the list, my second favorite Houndoom of all time. We got the Neo Revelation First Edition. Beautiful holo. He's just up howling at the moon. But I feel like this card and the Skyridge card just go perfectly together, in my opinion. I mean, they're both just howling, kind of different angles. I think it's just perfect. And I love the pink in the background. I don't know why, but it's pretty tough to find a really clean copy with this card where there's no scratches on the holos. But this card has a pop of 29 in a 10, 427 in a 9. Last sold raw 700, 650, 499. We got a PSA 9 here at 1,000, 1,600, 1,300. Actually makes me proud to see Houndoom getting these big sales, even though, I mean, it is just crazy expensive. And the last sale that we have on eBay was $9,000 for this card. Yeah, but in my opinion, I actually like Houndoom more than all the Eeveelutions. I know it's crazy to say, but I think Houndoom is much cooler than all of them. I mean, I love the idea of Eevee being able to evolve in so many different things, but I think this Houndoom is just way more epic. But alright, that was this week's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. If you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But alright, aren't you guys have a great day? And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon What If Wednesday, click this one here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.